As Jesus refers to a mulberry tree being uprooted and planted in the sea, I thought, well, don't know much about a mulberry tree. I found out that it can reach a height of 35 feet, which is pretty high up there. And the roots are less than 2 feet under, which isn't bad, but the root system is so wide that it's about 50 feet, which would be about the edge of that altar rail to the edge of that altar rail. So if I was going to uproot it, it would be quite an ordeal. As a matter of fact, if you look on YouTube and search for it, I found a video of 4 men having to spend many hours to uproot a mulberry tree, pack it in a van, and then transplant it. So it's quite an undertaking to move a mulberry tree. And yet, Jesus says you can say, be uprooted and planted in the sea, and you want it to happen right now. Much like the prophet Habakkuk, who is wanting to see the turnaround in the Israelites right away. How long must I see violence? How long until it all turns around? And it's going to be a while, to be honest. It doesn't happen overnight. Nor does faith happen overnight. The apostles are telling the Lord, increase our faith. And I'm kind of thinking they might think that Jesus would whap out one, whap them one, and then all of a sudden they have immense faith. But they know that that doesn't happen. And if you start to think about it, when do they actually have faith? Because they have to travel with Jesus all 3 years of his ministry. And even then, when the chips are down, when Jesus is crucified, they're nowhere to be seen. You know, Judas betrays him. Only the beloved apostle John is there at his side. They don't have the faith until they encounter Christ in the resurrection. It is only then that they receive enough faith to move mountains. And as they receive this faith, it takes a long time. And this mulberry tree, with all its extensive roots, is something that for me, reminds me of all my vices, all the things that I struggle with. You can take them, like pride, envy, lust, gluttony, sloth, and all the rest. And each of those roots permeate my life. And what I need to do, and what we all need to do, is ask the Lord to take that tree and dip it in the ocean of his mercy. Dip it in the ocean of baptism. Dip it in the ocean of his grace to turn those vices into virtues. And those vices don't get uprooted easily. Just like the digging, so too we have to cooperate with grace, not today, but for a lifetime, to constantly work at those vices that we overcome. And after we spend a lifetime trying to uproot those vices, then all we can say is we're unprofitable servants. We have done no more than we are obliged to do. Because if you think about it, if I get up here and say, well, guess what? I didn't steal from the collection this week. You're not going to say, oh, joy, Father Mike, way to go, dude. Hip, hip, hooray. You're going to instead say, well, you did only what you were obliged to do. And even the saints, as we talk about somebody like Mother Teresa, we're not going to say, hip, hip, hooray, she didn't commit adultery. You know, if we look back and see the vices that are overcome, we recognize that we are still unprofitable servants. And we only become profitable servants when we turn those vices into virtue, that we work on a vice so much so that it becomes something that can change the world. I think of the story of Ebenezer Scrooge, who was always Scrooge and avaricious, and then after everything, he turns right around, and then he's as generous can be. Or I think of St. Elizabeth of the Trinity, who had a horrible temper, and so much so that her priest said, either you're going to become a demon or a saint. And she had to work and work and work at that anger until she overcame it and it became a virtue to be patient. And so for all of us as well, it is not enough just to overcome vice. It is up to us to practice virtue, so that not only are we not unprofitable servants, but we are profitable servants because we have become saints.